Welcome back, my warriors, to more AI the Somnium files. Last time we had synced with Iris, and we found out a little bit that she is, I guess, somehow connected to the original Cyclops killings. At least she knows, it seems, personally about them. So I don't know how that connects her to it, but it's also possible that Date is the Cyclops killer? That's what it seems to be implying, but I don't think that. I really do think Date is a victim of one of the original Cyclops killing. And because of that, he probably stopped them. That's why they don't want him to remember what happened. But why would that be? It's not the strongest type of, I guess, idea, but it seems to be going that way, at least from what I see, or at least what I can think of. But we're back here in Marble, the little, what you call it, a bar? Yeah, a little bar. And Mama's not here, but Ota and Iris are. So let's go ahead and start looking around. Finger on the wall. The specials are written on the chalkboard. Okay, he's not going to talk about them. Flyer. Poster. Alright. More posters. The shelves. Bottles of alcohol. Radio. Music playing on the radio. Alright. St. Patrick, I think? No, St. Sebastian, yeah. Alright. I guess that would be it. Wait, the stools. Yeah, there are like secret dialogues. Encounter. And there's a note, which we cannot click on. So what about the menu? Alright. Your ball's lined up on the counter. Okay. There's... what was that? The sofa. Oh, the table. And the sofa? Alright. So I guess we'll start with Ota. You start running? Okay.
No, this is my new one. You're thinking of the one I dropped in that puddle. Oh, she left a little while ago. She said something about going to help an acquaintance. She told me to watch the place until she got back.
How well do you know Mama?
Not at all. It's my first time here.
I wasn't particularly surprised. Mama's always depended on the kindness of strangers ever since she opened Marble. Alright? He has one more. Let's see what we can say about Iris. You call it Ota? Okay.
I was nihiling with Tessa earlier. She said she was going to Marble, so... I got here just before you did. Look, I was really worried about her. She was about to be charged with a serious crime.
Alright, I understand. What was that thing about? Okay. Let's go ahead and talk to Iris before we get into that.
No, I didn't tell him to come. He just showed up on his own.
Alright.
This actually works out nicely. It's about a Nile message you sent Iris.
Sorry, I skipped too fast.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone about that thing. That you'd stay quiet no matter what. What were you talking about?
Well,
I'll tell her about the two-witter thing. I swear I'll do it.
geez, fine. Just don't tell anyone else, okay? But before I tell you, who's that?
What?
At the door. Someone's standing outside.
Day 4, Monday. Marble, Monday, 2:48 a.m. When I woke up, I was lying on the sofa.
Where am I?
My head was killing me, and my memory was foggy. I felt a sudden pain in my neck. I shut up, rubbing my neck. When I looked over the counter, I saw a monster staring back at me. It took me a few seconds before I realized it was Mama.
It looks like you're awake now.
As Mama spoke to me, it all came rushing back. I remembered everything. Alright, Oda, you have a lot of explaining to do. Just like this game has a lot of explaining, highlighting these words or these flyers and stuff. I'm not even gonna waste time. See blackboard, St. Sebastian, nothing more, radio, refrigerator, bottles, bar, stool. Alright, can't look at the door, shelf. Okay, is Aiba up? Let's see, hanger. Alright, sofa. Table, stool, okay, I guess that's everything. Wait, menu. Alright, we're good. What time is it? Where's Ota? Why didn't you wake me up? That's a good question.
It'll be 3 o'clock soon. In the morning, of course.
Okay.
I tried. You wouldn't budge. I thought you were passed out drunk, so I left you like that.
But I didn't have a glass in front of me, right?
So you weren't drunk?
Didn't have a single drop.
Oh, I thought you were drinking straight out of the bottle. Just like the old days.
Okay. I'd say you have some problems.
Ota? The boy I asked to watch the bar?
I'd say he's too old to be called a boy, but yeah.
He was already gone when I came back. All I saw was you getting your beauty sleep on the floor.
Damn it, Ota. What are you thinking?
It appears that he took off with Iris.
What were you doing during all this?
My power was shut down due to the stun gun. I have rebooted in safe mode and am now operational. Date, the boss is calling.
Oh, how am I gonna report this one?
Date, listen. Stay calm, but this is an emergency. Just now, the killer... Well, just watch the video. I sent the address to Aiba.
Iris! No, that's...
The criminal is streaming this live.
Aiba, the source.
Identified. The Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse, Koto District.
Okiura?
Date, focus. We need to get to the site, now.
I think Mama ran out of marble.
What's our ETA?
Our destination is far from here. 20 minutes at the fastest.
Please, please let me make it in time.
Okay, she's still alive.
That sick bastard!
Tessa! Hold on! I'll save you!
Ota!
I kept my foot to the gas the whole time. I could feel the sweat on my palms. The engine rising a high-pitched scream, but I could barely hear it. My heart beating was pounding in my ears, shaking me to the core. How much time had passed? The feeling of time itself had disappeared. Eventually, the car reached a long bridge. Shortly after, the image changed. He's back at it. He must have took Ota down.
No, it can't be. No. Stop! No!
Harbor Warehouse District, Monday, 3:35 a.m. Police Headquarters, Monday, 10:02 a.m.
There you are. Finally. I was looking all over for you. It's rare to see you down like this, but it's understandable. You blame yourself for this, don't you? Beating yourself up about taking Iris to Marble, and about letting Ota get the upper hand on you. Am I right? Shall I tell you what Investigation HQ thinks? Ota Matsushita is a criminal stalker who committed murder-suicide. Ota had a selfish love for Iris. He was under the delusion that Iris loved him too. But Iris refused Ota. So Ota decided that he and Iris should be together in the afterlife, killed her, then killed himself.
That's ridiculous. Ota would never kill Iris. And how do you explain the other two murders? Iris's left eye was hollowed out. Just like Renju and Shoko. Those three murders were definitely executed by the same person. The new Cyclops killer. There's no way that's Ota. Too many pieces don't fit. Too many contradictions, like killing Iris.
Such as?
Okay, so now we gotta talk to boss. Hey, we can look at the door now. Camera. Alright, pipe 2. Yep, pipes. Doesn't feel good to have Lynn staring at you. Of course not. Alright, computer. Alright, anything? Power. Another door. Boss. The window. Alright. End table. Or desk. Whatever you want to call it. Oda's behavior. Oda had no incentive. What about the polar bear's costume? Okay.
The culprit was wearing a polar bear costume, probably to hide their identity. But if murder-suicide was the plan, the costume served no purpose.
Yeah, that does make sense. I had to think about it for a second. Okay.
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota showed himself on the stream. If he was gonna kill Iris and then himself, why would he do that? The only reason you would show yourself like that is to prove that you weren't the culprit. Ota and the polar bear on the screen at the same time would prove that they're not the same person. That behavior would be totally unnecessary if he was gonna commit suicide anyway.
Well, maybe he wasn't planning on dying at first. After he killed Iris, he realized that he couldn't live with himself.
Wow, okay. You're jumping to extremes now.
So he lies down on the workbench and turns on the ice cutting machine himself?
No.
I don't buy it.
Neither do I.
Maybe he was thinking like this. The reason Iris and I can't be together is because her agency prohibits it.
I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Making the president, Renju, the ultimate bad guy in his mind.
Mizuki is Ota's close friend.
Not that that matters right now. That doesn't make any sense now that I think about it. If he's dead, then nothing's keeping them from being together. Aside from her herself.
Do you really think Ota would kill his friend's father?
Shoko was married to Renju.
Ota didn't know who Shoko was.
Maybe he was trying to get at Renju by killing her.
He didn't know who she was.
That's a stretch. They've been divorced for years. Ota knows all about it. He wouldn't use Shoko to get to Renju.
There are some additional discrepancies. I analyzed the investigation report. Judging by his wound, Ota was stabbed in the side by a kitchen knife or something similar.
Are you sure?
I am.
I told the boss what Iva found.
Oh, I know that.
Well?
Ota could have stabbed himself. Maybe he thought it would be a fatal wound, but when it didn't work, he went for the ice cutting machine.
Then, shouldn't we have recovered the kitchen knife from the scene?
Maybe he threw it in the ocean.
Boss, come on. Ota goes out to the water, stabs himself in the gut, throws the knife over the side, then walks back to the warehouse?
Well, I wasn't being serious. I didn't think Ota was the culprit from the beginning. I was just playing devil's advocate for HQ.
Really?
Yes, really.
Anyway, Ota didn't kill anyone, and he didn't kill himself. Here's what I think happened.
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota knew Iris was kidnapped, so he rushed onto the scene. That's when he saw the culprit wearing the polar bear costume. He tried to fight him off, but ended up being stabbed in the side. He was weakened and losing blood at the culprit's mercy. The culprit forced him into the costume, then under the ice cutting machine. And then...
Then, who is the culprit?
We don't know.
I wish I knew.
We're up to 4 victims. But Ota was a special circumstance. He wasn't specifically targeted by the culprit.
Right. And he was the only one to not have his eye pulled out.
So let's focus on the 3 other victims. Shoko, Renju, and Iris. What connects these 3?
Connections.
If you find a connection between the victims, you find a connection to the culprit. That's the theory of investigation, right?
You think the new Cyclops killer is related to them somehow?
Maybe, maybe not. But it's a good starting point.
Alright. Ota's mother is Mayumi, Renju Shogo's Mizuki, Aria's mother is Hitomi, Mama Kumakura. I don't know why he would be involved. He probably knows. Nah. You don't know that for sure. Hitomi, Mayumi. I don't know why Ota's mother would be involved. Hitomi is Iris' mother. Hitomi knows Renju and Shoko. Mizuki is their daughter. And Ota is connected to Mizuki. Let's talk about Hitomi.
Hitomi and Renju are definitely linked. They were high school classmates. And she did say that she met Shoko twice. But I can't imagine she would kill Iris in such a gruesome way. No matter what the circumstances were, it seems impossible to me.
Sometimes the impossible is possible, if it's within the realm of human ability.
Mizuki has the strongest connections with all 3 victims. Shoko and Renju were her parents, and she was close friends with Iris. She was good friends with Ota too. But that's why I could never believe Mizuki would kill all 4 of them. Thinking of her as a suspect is ridiculous.
Alright.
Mayumi had motive for killing Iris and Renju. Mayumi hated Iris, and she didn't think well of Lemnis Gate either. And since Renju is the president... Anyway, the weak point is Renju's ex-wife, Shoko. I can't imagine why Mayumi would kill her. And above all else, she would never harm her only son, let alone kill him. Renju and Shoko were connected to the Kumakuras, but there's no connection to Iris. Renju, Shoko, and So. There is a connection between Renju and Shoko through the Kumakuras. But again, I can't see any clear link to Iris. I know Renju and Shoko, and I'm connected to Iris, but I have an alibi. Aside from Shoko, there's no way I could have killed any of them. No, now that I think about it, Shoko too. I don't remember killing her. My memories from 6 years ago are missing, but I still have my memory of recent events. And if I start doubting myself now...
Date, I can say without a doubt that there is 0 possibility you are the new Cyclops killer. I have been working with you for years. I know better than anyone that you are innocent.
I thought it over, boss. Of the people I know, I can't peg any of them as the murderer.
And no leads to pursue?
No.
Then there's only one thing you can do. Continue your investigation. Do whatever it takes to get the culprit. To get justice for the victims.
You're right. Got it, boss.
Alright, so we have 5 places to go. You can go to the cold storage warehouse, which would be the best place to go, the Matsushita Diner, the Date residence. Why would we go there? The Saigon residence, or Marble? Well, we really need to go here, but I really want to go to the Date residence. Maybe we can switch between all of these. Okay, let's just go to the warehouse. Cold storage warehouse, Monday, and there is no time. I stepped into the cold storage warehouse. The air conditioning wasn't running, but it was still cold. The temperature hadn't risen much at all. The cold air sunk into my skin, but the center of my body was burning hot. Alright, it begins. Anything to click on? Shelves?
There are only a few items on the shelf.
Is this warehouse not in use?
Okay. A box. Alright. Shelves with boxes. I don't see any clues here. What if this cardboard box is from that shelf? Whatever, let's not get too into this. Overhead crane. Hook hanging in the ceiling from the ceiling crane. Ice cutting machine, no. Forklift B.
This forklift is old. It does not appear to be functional. It has not been moved in some time.
The tire and the floor are covered with layers of ice. Yeah, this one's covered with ice, but this one, I don't see anything special about it. At least not yet. Okay. There's the camera, there's the equipment. Oh no, it's just the equipment. Okay. Let's talk to the policeman.
I checked this place point by point, but didn't find nothing.
Okay. There's an old oil drum behind you. Unlikely to be a clue. But it may have been pushed over. Alright. Inspector?
No, nothing so far.
Okay. Well, daily duties as usual. Okay. So, bloodstain A, B, and X? No, that's still bloodstain X. Evidence marker, okay. Iris and Ota's blood. Is this Ota's blood? I would believe so. He was stabbed over here and then pushed over there.
A video camera and laptop. This is what the criminal used to stream. All of these items have been bought from pawn shops and thrift stores. It would be difficult to determine a suspect from them.
Okay. There's an evidence marker. Let's ask again.
I have logged into the Wi-Fi in this warehouse. Okiura Fishery Co., Ltd. is listed as the owner. However, I found the password written directly on the router. Anyone who saw it could have used it. I have done some research. As the name suggests, the company is owned by the Okiuras, the same Okiuras we know. Renju's father created the company.
Another connection to Renju.
No, actually. Currently, Okiura Fishery has nothing to do with Renju. The company has been managed by office representatives for the past 17 years after Renju's father died. Renju holds no shares and is not involved in the management. In short, Renju did not inherit the company from his father, and it was instead given to other persons.
But it can't be a coincidence.
It certainly is suspicious.
Okay. Let's look at this evidence marker. It's a little marker that puts up to track evidence at the scene. Okay. Iris and Ota was sliced into two by the ice cutting machine. Iris and Ota.
Iris's estimated time of death and cause of death have been confirmed. The video was not a recording. It was a live stream, filmed in real time.
Which means Iris's time of death is 3:20 a.m.
Okay.
Iris also had her left eye removed.
Yeah.
And like Renju and Shoko, Iris's left eyeball has not been recovered.
Ice cutting machine. Alright, we're done with that. Done with the crane. I guess the equipment's the only thing that's important right here. But you know, there's a workbench. Where? Oh, okay, here.
Right here. Iris and Ota were.
I am sure you are already aware of Ota's time of death.
Just before I arrived. About 3:30 in the morning.
And the cause of death.
Right, about that. Ota had a stab wound from a kitchen knife in his side.
Correct.
What was the exact cause of death? Was it the knife wound or...
I cannot determine that. I can conclude that the knife wound was at least close to being fatal. Even if Ota was still alive on the workbench, He was certainly on the verge of death. If he weren't already extremely weak, we would expect to see more signs of struggle.
Okay. Maybe Ota was trying to help Iris, jumping at the criminal. That led to a scuffle and Ota ended up with a knife wound in his side. He lost all his power to fight. He was forcefully put inside the costume, then finally cut open by the ice cutting machine.
But why? Why did the culprit put the costume on Ota?
Unknown. Date, we should get moving. Officers from the local jurisdiction are checking the warehouse thoroughly. We will not find anything of importance here.
Yeah, you're right.
You can ask CSI to inform you if they find anything.
Alright.
Alright. Video camera, laptop, workbench. On the autopsy, their bodies aren't here anymore. Right here, Iris and Ota were. Alright. Inspector? Oh, I'm heading out. I gotta tell them I'm heading out? Really? Let me know if you find anything. I let them know, then left the warehouse. When I left the warehouse, I saw Peter. What is he doing here? He walked up to me while I was trying to work it out.
Date, I have to talk to you about something.
Huh?
About the original Cyclops serial killings.
Why this all of a sudden?
Because I want you to solve this case, Mr. Date. I want you to find who did this and bring them to justice. So, if I can help you, even a little...
Why didn't you say anything at Abyss?
The boss was there. I couldn't speak openly in front of her. So, I decided to meet you here.
Alright. Let's hear it.
Earlier, I told you that I was completely certain the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes. I am absolutely certain the original Cyclops killer could not have committed these crimes. Let me explain why. I'll start by telling you the identity of the Cyclops killer. Although, it's more accurate to say, killers.
More than one?
In the first series of killings, the culprit had an accomplice. One of them was born a murderous psychopath. The other is Rohan Kumakura, the previous chairman of the Kumakuras. They each had a role to play. The murderer committed the homicide, and Rohan removed the eyeball.
Alright, well that helps out a little bit. Then again, considering he has his own picture in this game, I could have guessed that. Well, not guess that he's one of the accomplices, but to guess that there were two people, yeah, that was also a possibility. But they were really pushing like, there's one and there's another, so. Water? Tokyo Bay? Alright, barrier? Policeman? Alright, the sky? The sky. Containers? Alright, I think that's it. Peter looks short. Alright, about Rohan. Who is this murderous psychopath? Why did the Cyclops case get classified? Let's talk about Rohan. It's probably because he's like a mobster, so of course they'd be classified.
18 years ago, Rohan took a woman's eye. She was already dead. He put his finger into her eye socket and gouged it out. The reason why was simple. He was fascinated by women's eyes. Their beauty stimulated his greed and his desire to possess them. He needed to have them, to make them his own. Driven by this instinctive impulse, he took the woman's eye. then on, he acquired a grotesque obsession with the eyes of dead women. He was very particular about his need that the eye belonged to a deceased woman. But even being the head of a Yakuza gang, there weren't too many opportunities for him to indulge. His deepest, darkest desire went unfulfilled for years. However, he soon met his ideal partner, the aforementioned psychopath. The Cyclops killer would commit the murder, and Rohan would take the eye. Thus, a mutually beneficial relationship was established. This was the origin of the Cyclops serial killings. At about the same time, you were assigned to Abyss.
Okay. Now, I still don't know about that name, Cyclops serial killer. Alright, so the new killer, is it 2 people or just 1? It's probably 1 because there was only one in that suit. I'm pretty sure Oda wouldn't jump out there with 2 people. What else was I thinking? Maybe Rohan paid the guy to kill the people so he could get the eyes. That's another thing. You haven't never been part of a gang.
That, I don't know.
The details of the original Cyclops serial killings case have become nebulous over time. Even the official investigation material contains nothing of value. I am unable to draw any conclusions from them.
You really have no idea?
If I did, I would tell you. He was born with a brain dysfunction. Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
Oxytocin is a peptide hormone linked to feelings of love, affection, and trust. It is colloquially referred to as the love hormone. It causes a tranquilizing effect which improves mood and relieves stress. It is normally secreted when the body makes contact with an object of affection, such as an embrace or caress.
I'm sure you know what this implies, but he was unable to feel love in the way that we do. However, he was able to experience a substitute. His brain was wired in such a way that allowed him to feel satisfaction through other means. Due to the unique idiosyncrasies of his brain, he was able to release large amounts of dopamine and endorphins by performing a certain action.
What was it?
Murder.
Dopamine is a hormone linked to the reward system of the brain. The pleasant feeling attained through accomplishment is dopamine. Endorphins are a kind of brain narcotic. They dull pain and create a feeling of happiness.
He got pleasure from killing people?
It's slightly more complicated than that. Killing people was the only way he could get pleasure. He was 12 when he took his first life. That enlightened him to the pleasure of murder, which he would do again and again.
The original Cyclops killer had an accomplice.
How could you tell they were 12?
There were 2 Cyclops killers.
And one of them was the former chairman of the Kumakuras, Rohan Kumakura.
Rohan committed suicide by jumping to his death 1 year ago.
That means... Pewter, tell me this. One of the original killers is dead, I know that. But that means one remains. Who is he?
After his 4th murder, he was arrested by the police. They actually picked him up on other charges. But, in any case, he is currently serving a life sentence in Fuchu prison.
Oh yeah, you remember about that guy who called from prison and said to meet him there or let him out? Yeah, now that's starting to make more sense.
Fuchu prison?
Yes.
What's his name?
In prison, he doesn't have a name. He is simply called Number 89.
Number 89?
I know who killed Shogun Adami.
So, now you know why I said that. That the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes.
Okay, but that would mean the original of the 2, the guy in prison, would know the new one. I wonder if he's working with them.
Because one is dead and the other is behind bars. Neither of them had the opportunity.
Alright. Thank you, Peter, but now I gotta leave. Alright. So let's go to the Date residence. Date residence, Monday. Mizuki is curled up on the sofa. She looked like a small animal frightened by a predator. Alright. Look at this little small area. Ah. Large speaker. Wow, you're saying you want a speaker that big. Come on, man. Look at your speakers. They're huge. Alright. Big window. Close. Alright. Rack. Alright, there's a pipe, which you can't scroll back. Oh yeah, she's friendless kind of now. She doesn't have Iris or Ota. Alright. Kitchen. Seasonings, cooking equipment lying around. Obviously, condiments. Pot. Frying pans. Okay, over our oven hood. Refrigerator. The door. Light. Lighting. A door rabbit. I gave it to Mizuki on her birthday. Okay. Large speaker. Yeah, look at this sound system. Come on, man. Large speakers. What about this down here? Audio equipment. For audio file. Hey, that's me. Low table. Carpet. Alright. Bed. Mizuki's bed. Where's my bed then? Where do I sleep? Oh look, workout equipment. So, armchair. Then 3-seat sofa. Alright, I think that's everything around the room on the ceiling that we can talk about. Let's talk to Mizuki. Let's see. Ota and Iris. Okay. Oh, cushion. Alright, of course we weren't gonna get an answer from that. So
Mizuki must know about Iris and Ota.
Of course. The news was distributed heavily across the internet. Not just in Japan, but worldwide. 3 days ago, Mizuki discovered her mother's body. 2 days ago, her father's. This morning, 2 of her best friends.
Best friends?
It is completely understandable that she is at her mental limit.
Can I be left alone for a while?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
She certainly didn't seem so. But I can't stay by her side forever.
Aiba, contact Abyss. See if they can get Mizuki a good counselor.
Understood.
I stayed with her for a little while, but we didn't speak. Having nothing more to say, I left. Alright. The door. Okay. 3 more places. Marble, Sagan Residence, Matsushita Diner. Let's go to Saigon. Saigon Residence, Monday. When I visited the Saigon household, I found Hitomi with a hollow look in her eyes. She let me in and asked me to sit on the sofa. I agreed and sat down. Oh, so that's what we were sitting on. But after that, I couldn't say a single word. The heavy silence weighed on both of us. Alright. Let's look at the flower.
In the language of flowers, the iris means good news and hope. When I saw the flowers this morning, I just knew something good would happen.
Iris.
Alright. The winter iris is blooming. Window, nothing there. The speakers. Alright. No more jokes. It's serious. Plants. Nothing in there for eye to see. Magazines. Little table. Workbooks. Tea. Hitomi. There's a calendar and a strange object on the shelf. Object, not ujek. It's a clock. Doesn't tell us the time though. Bookshelf. Standing lamp. Yeah, this room was like the one in our Somnium. Tupperware put away. Microwave. Refrigerator. See anything else? Kitchen counter. Dining table. Chair. Sofa. Couch or cushion. Alright. Door. Nothing there. Picture. There's a drawing on the wall. Okay. Phone. Alright. Tea. Alright, let's talk. About Iris, about Ota.
Iris was my everything. We always went everywhere together. Whether it was buying clothes, or going to the movies, or taking a walk, or going shopping at the supermarket. When she was young, she would just hold one of my fingers. Her hand was too small to hold mine. Then it was 2, then 3, and finally she could hold my hand. But eventually, she left my hands altogether. She started crossing her arms, being independent, even though she needed constant attention growing up. Oda was one of my students.
Oh, okay. That's the connection.
I taught him in elementary school. I heard it from the police. Oda tried to help Iris and ended up... I don't know what to say. I have no words.
Okay.
Her memories are a part of this room. And always will be. When she was a baby, she fell off that sofa and cried and cried. One day she tore up her picture book all over the floor here. Another time she drew with crayons all over the window. She painted my portrait on Mother's Day. Scratches on the floor, chipped plates, burn marks on the table, stains on the cushions. Everything you see. It all holds a memory of her. But why?
Hitomi, my entire focus is on this case. Is there anything at all you can tell me?
I don't know if this is important, but...
No, please, tell me.
I may have told you this already. I met Renju's wife Shoko twice before. The first time at the wedding, the second time a month ago. That second time was in the waiting room of the prison.
Prison?
There's an acquaintance of mine from when we were younger. I visit them a few times a year. And by coincidence, I saw Shoko. I don't think she noticed me, but I recognized her as Renju's wife right away. She was there for the same reason I was, to visit one of the inmates.
Do you know who?
No, I don't. We didn't talk.
Which prison?
Fuchu Prison in Tokyo.
Fuchu.
Prison?
I'm sorry to have bothered you. I'll be going now.
I don't know what to do. Thinking about her. Dante, please, you have to catch them. Please. Please.
I will. Trust me.
Alright. That was a lot of drama. Okay. Now we gotta go to another one. Matsushita Diner, Monday. The place was silent. It was so quiet I felt like I could hear the floating dust. I stepped inside. I thought it was empty, but I saw a shadow in the corner of my eye. It was Mayumi. It was like watching a decaying old tree clinging pathetically to the earth. Wow.
Chopsticks, condiments, table, chair, kids chair, counter, menu. Alright, kitchen, menus.
Tanzaku paper. Look, they even have the prices up here. Look at this. 800, 600, 600, 650, 700. They went to the extra detail just to put the prices up there.
Menus, poster, beer poster, fortune, good luck, window, anything else, counter. November, but the counter says January. Looking closely at it, even the years wrong. This is old. Old counter on the wall. Green clock. Years have stopped turning on the clock. Kitchen, table.
Yeah, I think that's it. She's holding the photos up. Sorry to interrupt. Do you want to talk about it? Ota, okay. Alright. Are you gonna be like Mizuki? Mizuki? I almost said Minazuki.
This is your fault. I heard from the police. Because you didn't take care of Iris, my boy Ota got involved.
Date, I looked into the investigation report. Mayumi confirmed Ota's body early this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry. I want to be alone right now. Did you not hear me? I said leave!
Date, let's go. She is in no state to talk.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, this was fruitless. Alright. Marble, Monday.
Are you okay, honey?
Huh?
About last night. Well, at 3 in the morning, anyway.
You know about it?
It's on every channel. You have the face of a ghost. Do you want a glass?
I don't need a drink. I need information. Do you have anything?
Well, let's see. I do have... I suppose you could call it intuition.
Tell me.
Alright. Yeah, we can still look at everything again. Look at this. Third time here.
This is going for them everything. Ready? Hot flyer, poster, whiteboard, St. Sebastian, the radio, love this music. Counter, menu, stools. Alright, sofa. Anything else? Oh wait, what's that? Counter. What's that? What? I just passed something. Shelves.
Alcohol. Okay, TV. I didn't search that last time. Okay, let's ask Mama.
The Kumakuras are involved in this case. Remember what I told you before? That there's a relationship between Ren and the Kumakuras? Shoko also has a relationship with them. You know about her dealings with the Kumakuras, right?
So basically, 2 of the victims are linked to the Kumakuras. That must mean they're involved somehow, right?
Not 2, 3.
3? Iris?
No, not that one. The boy. He came here last night?
Ota?
Yes, from Matsushita Diner. He's linked to the Kumakuras as well.
Okay. Oda, what you been doing?
Have you heard the rumor?
Mama told me a similar story to Iba's. About Sosajima in the Kawasaki district. The basic idea is, 8 years ago, So sold his land to the Kawasaki district for 30 billion yen. Half a year later, an explosion at the chemical plant caused the land prices to drop drastically. So bought back the land for 1 billion yen. A steal, basically. Almost like he knew beforehand that the accident would happen. Did So blow it up or conspire to blow it up? No, that wouldn't make sense. So wouldn't gain anything from that. He would end up with 39 or 29 billion in cash and 1 billion in land. It's a net zero. But there is more to the story.
The Kumakuras own a handful of real estate companies. They of course look legit, but they're Yakuza fronts. I'll call those real estate companies the KE to keep it simple for you. The KE followed in So's footsteps. They bought up land in Kawasaki. Now, back to So. Have you heard of the plans for the casino in Kawasaki? So was the one who came up with it.
I was born and raised in Kawasaki. I remember the landscape of my childhood, and I loved it dearly.
You want to build a casino on top of it.
But look at Kawasaki now. When I see images of the destruction on television, my heart aches like it's being chopped to pieces. But I promise you, I will revive the Kawasaki district at any cost. Casino Town Kawasaki will give new life to the city.
I see. You're trying to make your own little New York.
After that, So moved fast. He submitted the bills he needed to the National Assembly after drumming up support in the right places. The bills passed and it became an official government initiative.
Decontamination efforts therefore increased at a rapid pace in the Kawasaki district. At the moment, the area is still considered off limits. However, the air in Kawasaki is currently purified to such an extent that it has no negative effect on the human body.
If the plan goes smoothly, land prices in Kawasaki are going to skyrocket. And all that land is owned by the KE. And by So himself. The land he bought back for 1 billion will be worth 10 times that soon.
He's involved in some shady business.
This is just another rumor, but the chemical plant exploding was no accident. It was done intentionally.
By So and the Kumakuras, you mean?
But there's no hard evidence of that. It's just gossip. What were we talking about again?
Ota and the Kumakuras.
Oh, right. You know how Matsushita Diner is close to the Kawasaki district?
I did not know that.
The chemical plant explosion made times hard. Foot traffic went down, sales declined. No wonder it closed down. Ota must hold a grudge. Someone caused that explosion. And if it was intentional, he'd hate them even more. That's how I link Ota to the Kumakuras.
Okay. I don't see how that'll help.
Thank you, Mama. I don't know if what you told me will lead to anything, but...
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to waste your time.
No, it was very helpful.
Yeah, you're my last stop.
I'm glad I can help, even if it's just a little.
Well then, be seeing you.
Come back anytime.
Alright. So now we go to Ibis headquarters. But we're gonna end it off here, guys. With Mama. Let's get her into frame. There she goes. It's beautiful. Okay. So next time we'll be going ahead and continuing the investigation. It sucks that Ota and Iris both died. Knowing who the original Cyclops killers were, I don't see why Boss would keep this from us. I feel like Pewter's also keeping something else from us that we shouldn't know. But he told us the main gist of it, so I guess it will help us realize the new killer. Maybe the one in prison will know who it is. Maybe it's someone he grew up with or raised or told him to do it, for him or others. Maybe he gets the pleasure from watching it, on the TV about the murders and stuff of the original Cyclops killer, That's how he was, So, hey, that could be something. But we won't know until next time, and probably still not next time, because we got some ways to go, I believe. I'll take the flowchart. I want to show you guys. I don't want to ruin anything, just in case there's anything to be ruined. But, yeah, we'll be continuing on next time. But yeah, guys. With all that said, I'll see you next time.